All right, folks, welcome to the I'll Go Online When I'm Good and Damn Ready show. Here we are, Johnny from Crapsee on Casino Gaming TV. Yeah, overslept a little bit today. And actually, it's interesting. I overslept because I had my alarm off, which I think a lot of you probably did. Like your everyday work alarm, I had it turned off because of Thursday and Friday being holidays, and never turned it back on again. So here I am. And actually, I'm kind of glad sorta that I guess I turned it off because it turns out that literally like 8 minutes ago, my niece had a baby. She was due yesterday and didn't happen, so she had it this morning, like literally 8 minutes ago. So during the show, I would have got the text anyway. Um, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna give her a call in a little bit. But yeah, I'm a great Uncle Johnny now. So hope you can hear me okay. I don't know if it's okay. I got a new microphone. We talked about this last week about me getting something new and potentially being a room mic. So this thing should sound a little clearer, I hope, than the one I tried last week, and we'll see. So I'm going to run today's show and this week kind of with this new microphone here. We'll see how it works out, and hopefully she sounds good. Give me a second here to get other stuff set up and ready here. Let's see that. I need to get one more thing set. Okay, here we go. Let's get our paycheck going here. I'm gonna drop my 5. I might actually do. What do you think about doing a little bit of a bigger boy horseman? Or what about we do? No, let's just do it like we've been. Let's just do $500. We'll do 500. 2 on the don't, of course, and we'll do 3 eventual come bets here, and that'll be the plan for the morning. So, $200 on the don't. Right there, you can see it on the camera. 3 come bets coming. Let's get warmed up here and hopefully make a little bit of cash before the dash. We have things to talk about today, and we'll play a little bit later on too. And I'll kind of explain the week to you as we go here. So give me a second to get logged in, get the roll tracker on. Let's see. The roll tracker thinks that we had to come out 7 last time. So I'm going to keep the shooter going. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Coming out for reals. Let this thing go. Actually, you know what we'll do? I'm gonna. Well, I guess I can't. I gotta get a point and 7 out anyway. Here we go. To catch a point, a typical they kiss when they land, first throw of the day kind of thing. It's an 8, 5, 3, but we survived the come out roll on the don't, which is all good. And now we'll get our first comeback on. Hopefully, we can either 7 out really quick here, or have a good long run. Here we go. That was a 5, 3. And there it goes. There's the point. It looks like a 9, 5, and 4. First come bet up to the 9. Second come bet. All the math guys are freaking out when I do the strategy. I hate the strategy because there's no odds. God damn it, John, why is there no odds? Well, there's no odds because I'm trying for 7s here. I'm hoping for an early out, right? Getting out of this hand quick, right? And if I don't get out of the hand quick, then ride it out, right? This is literally let's hope we have a crappy shooter strategy. And then if we don't, we can make a decision here, right? We can always go in for $1,000, but there's no rule that says 500 is the only money right. But I'll show what I mean in a minute. We're still good. If you haven't seen this one yet, the Horseman, we're still good on a 7, right? The 7 comes now, we're still going to win $300. We'll lose 2, net up $100, right? Again, warm up, feel the table out, feel my throw out kind of a thing, right? Instead of coming out here and blasting across first thing in the morning, right? There's my 8. We're going to knock the point off, which is okay. Okay, we'll knock the point off. Lose our don't. Travel up the 8. Okay. Now we have 3 comebacks that are live. Now here's where this thing gets a little squirrely, right? Was that a 5-3? Yeah, 5-3. Now now we're looking for numbers, right? So here's where you can say, at this point, the comebacks are set. If I wanted to burn another $500, and I may, right? Take the odds on these things. Let's grab $500. We'll say we'll put $1,000 into this hand, right? You have the option to take the Horseman into Happy Town, right? And what I'll do is I'll do 3 times odds on the 8 and 1 times on the 5 and the 9. Okay, so 3 times odds here. Those are pay 120 each, right? So we catch an 8 here, we're out of the hand essentially. So here we go. Here we go. coming out. Oh God, it's a split. It's a split and it's a 6. No repeats yet. 5, 1, 6. Booyah. There it is. Yeah, it's not as good as a collar mic, says Gary, but it doesn't suck completely, which is good. I mean, I think that's going to be a little bit echoey. I think there's going to be a little bit of that as we go. But it should be loud and clear enough at least, and I don't have to worry about the collar mic. The thing is, this thing I got here is also a speaker. I'll show it to you in a minute. It's also a speaker, and there's a reason for that. Here we go. Let's get 5, an 8, or a 9, please, shooter. I gotta put that in there. All right. Here we go. Be an 8. It's an 8. Hallelujah. It's an 8. It's a lot. It's 3 5 3s, by the way. All right, so we're gonna get paid here goodly on this one, right? That's gonna pay $100 flat, right? And the odds, right? Again, it's 120 for each of them. That's 360. 350. 360. Now remember, I'm into this hand for $1,000. Okay. Right now I've got 700 of it back. We're still not golden, but at worst, we're not upside down $500, right? So we got paid on one. Let those two resolve, and we'll call it good. Here we go. Here we go. It's a 7. Well, that's all right. We just got paid on one of them. Okay. So we're down a couple $100. Those two go away. Again, we are in for 1,000. So there's 5, 6, 7, $860. We're down $140. Not bad, right? Not too bad. Not too bad as a start off. It would be nice to have had a repeater there, huh? One of those things could have repeated for us. So let's get this roll tracker reset. Okay, we're gonna have to refresh the screen. Catch us a new shooter. And make a decision. Are we feeling good enough to go out here strong? Right? I feel good enough to come out and do what I have to do. There is a 9. Of course. You could have hopped the 9 and the 5 and known that, it's not mathematically sound, but that shit was coming. You could have bet your farm on that one, right? All right, here we go. Let's get across. Let's go. Let's see. Should we go 1,800 across or 1,200 across? I think I'm going to go 1,200 across. No, 1,800. We need to do 1,800. Blue 15. There's 1,800. And yeah, that's the right number. Here we go. 3 per number. $300 per number. Super easy bet. For you, the dealers, for everybody. Super simple. Little drawdown. We get it or we don't. Here we go. We get it or we don't. On a Monday morning. Great Uncle Johnny shooting for his life over here. Great Uncle Johnny, what did you get? He got a 5, 4, and a 1. All right. That's 420. 120. We can do, if I do 450 for 30, that will make it semi, right? 450 for 30. That's how we'll do that. Okay. And we'll take half our bet. We do in the drawdown. These just get spread out. 150 each. The $300 to 150 is not the greatest move for the dealers to make, but it works. Here we go. Grab some color here. There's 5,000. There's 1,500. 3 purples coming back. Plus 150. All right, we're almost back. Here I go. That's an 11. Oof, that rolled. Thank God. It was almost a you-know-what right there. 6-5. That was not a great throw. Not my best work right there. Not my best work. Matter of fact, I might put I might want to put some horn money down right now because that throw was so bad. Here we go. Something in the box, baby. Something in the box for old Fatso. We got a look at that. 6, 4, 10. Oh, oh, 6, 4. Thank you, Lordy. That's $300 winner. $300, and it's going to be for the 10. It'll be 5, 7, or $8, depending on where you're at. I'm going to give 25. We're going to get back. I'm going to get back 23 and change. Biggest paid. And again, we're going to bring it all down. I'm going to come down here and we'll go 320 across and play it out. That's how we're going to do it. I think we're going to be about even in our hand here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 300. I'll get $20 here in a second. There's 320. And if I take my blacks, I've got 500 there and it's 400 here. This 500 is my starting $5,000 back in the rack. I've got 400, 550 in profit locked right there, plus a couple of whites and 320 across. So to be out here with $800, we're going to play it out with 320. And here we go. Righty, 6, 4, 10. That's $100. 6, 4. I got this thing set. It's $100. $100 for 2. Going to rack that first one up. And now we're playing in excess profit here on these. Roll it out, baby. Let's finish her up. Finish strong this morning, huh? Let's finish strong. Here we go. 8. Another 5, 3. That's 4, 5, 3, 8s today. 5, 3. Might want to hop that. That's going to pay $70. 50. 60, $70. It's going to go to 120. I'll leave the green down to the mix. All right. We got $100 off that 10, which gives me kind of permission to start sort of going here. So let's do it. Got a nice repeat on that 8, huh? What do you think? We'll do the casino tiers. We'll do the 10-ton special here, the big up and down. There's a 6, 6 midnight. That might be the tall. Is it? That is the tall. That's the tall, ladies and germs. Ladies and germs, that's the tall. Not a bad little set of rolls this morning, really. And there's a 6, 5, 1, 1. Awesome. That'll pay $70, as you know. There's 70. It will also get moved to 120 with 10 change. Here we go. Waylon's here. Good morning, pal. How you doing? Jeff from Atlantic Crapsee is here. I should go late more often. I get all the All-Stars. All the All-Stars show up when I come in late. All right. Here we go. And these throws are looking stout this morning. I'm telling you what. Except for the very first one. They're all looking so good today. Which means pop the reds right now because I said it out loud. Off the reds. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's all I need. 2, 3, 4 for the big one. I haven't seen a 4 yet today. And there's a 9. That'll work. Awesome. That's the point. 5 and 4. Puck will be off. 5, 4, 9. We'll do 75 for 5 on that one. 75. 4, 5. Take it to 125. I need something to hit here. Something's got to hit. 5, 6, or 6, 8, or 9 have got to come in for me, right? There's a 5. Okay. New point. 4-1. Here we go. That's the 7. And there goes the big bets go bye-bye 6-1. But we had already made our money. We were good. We had a nice $600 win today, right? We were gonna go for broke on these guys here. It would have been nice to have had something repeat. Would have been okay with me, but wasn't to be. Why are we having no? Okay. That should kick that thing off. And let's get to here. Good morning. I have yet to have a sip of coffee. Believe it or not, we were. And I think the voice thing might be off. But anyway, let's chat about a couple of things. One is going to be this. Talked about it earlier. I got some studio changes in the works over here. Notably, my stupid camera here is off by a little bit. Here we go. Notably, the new speaker, which is this guy here. This is a $500 conference room speaker. Actually, it's made for boardrooms, right? So it's made to reduce echo a little bit. It's made to pick up sound from 8 different directions. It's made to be clear. It's going to be more echoey or more roomy, thick, whatever roomy than my lapel mic is, but it's also a speaker, which means that tomorrow, when I have people come on and play with me in the morning, when I have Skill and Luck or Jeff, or I think James Newberg might want to come play, and I have my dealing practice with people playing, that becomes the speaker I hear them through, right? I'm also talking through it, which means there won't be that weird cut between people talking. There won't be any kind of overlap in the talking that you get normally with our shows. You won't have any echo from them. They don't have to wear headphones. Well, they have to wear headphones on their end, but from my end, you won't pick up their voices through the speaker. So there won't be any headphones over here, and it'll make a much more conversational thing. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm also excited with the fact that although you can't see it, the screen that I'm looking into right behind you, it's right there. That's a 32-inch computer monitor. My wife and I made the executive decision yesterday to buy ourselves a new TV for the living room. Upstairs, we have a 65-inch. I think it's a Samsung. It sucks. I mean, it's 5 years old, and it's starting to get a little bit dim. And it's weird. It's got some shading to it. With like sports are hard to watch on it, right? Whatever. And so we said, you know what we're gonna do? We'll buy ourselves a new TV for Christmas, which means that one's coming down here, and that will become the 65-inch TV that's 5 feet away from me on the wall, which means I can read your texts, I can read your chats. Right now, I can see that there's chats happening. I can barely see them, right? So that's going to help me out a lot, make me able to read stuff as we're going live, and I can actually be more interactive with you all. So that's going to help out a lot. Coming soon, right? Coming by Christmas, we'll have that, and of course, we'll have the new lights and everything else coming in too. So we're getting there, man. We're getting there. All right, what's happening in the world? All sorts of crap's happening. First of all, Ken knows gambling is back. I should have shouted him out last week. I didn't. I forgot to. Ken's been doing this versus that, this or that. He calls it once a week or so. So I love Ken. I mean, I love Ken's attitude. I love Ken's direct, brash sort of delivery style. And so he's doing like the 6, 7, 8, basically. It's a don't pass with the 6 and 8, which is one of his favorite ways to play versus all his other ways of playing. And so he gives it a run, then he gives the next one a run. He doesn't do them both at the same time, which is kind of a weird thing. Like, I wish he would do both strategies at the same time against the same rolls, which one did better. But what he's trying to do is show you, like, here's how this one works. Okay, consume that. Here's how the other one works, and then consume that one. And so he's going back to back instead of simultaneously like I do. And it gives you a good solo shot at the strategies, at how they look, but you don't see them against the same rolls, which is kind of disappointing because you can't tell which one would have done better in that moment, right? But anyway, he did the drawdown over the weekend, and It did. Drawdown did good. Drawdown does good, and like I say, I play it a lot, and you just saw it do well, right? One hit, two hit, out with profit. One hit, two hit, out with goal, right? And playing with profit. You got to be okay with being huge and half, and then tiny, right? The huge bet's going to lose sometimes. We're going to go out there 1800 across. I'm going to burn it sometimes. It's going to happen some days, right? Here's the thing, right? 1800 to 900 to 320. That's obviously right. It makes profit and you're playing versus 640 across and needing 4 or 5 hits to turn 640 into 600. I turned 1800 into 602 hits. Are you scared of the number of rolls you're going to face, or are you scared of the money you got out there? You're going to be scared of something, right? So you got to decide what you're most scared of. If I'm coming down here for a coffee run, which is a 10-minute, here's my coffee, give me the dice, and I'll see you upstairs, honey, in 15 minutes kind of a thing, the drawdown's the way I would do it. Just like I did today. We'll do a little horseman, get warmed up, feel them again, draw down, empty table, it's all me. That's how I like it, right? Anyway, that's one thing. The second thing to talk through is this. Gargoyle and Jeff also had a live, which I didn't really address too much. Another one of those common sense shows that they do. For my money, can't get enough of that. Like, I need more of that in my life. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, this is going to sound stupid because I just did it, but coming from watching somebody who just throw the freaking dice puts me to sleep. Like, I love Jeff, I love Craig, I love all you guys, but just watching somebody throw and playing along doesn't get it done for me. Like, it's okay for a little bit. I enjoy the chat more than I enjoy the watch. Even though I do it every morning, I don't know how you guys watch it. Frankly, I think that's the most boring part of the show. But it's like I'm like locked in on getting my paycheck before we start playing or start talking anyway. But that said, those three are going live more often than they used to, right? I think that they should keep doing it. I think they could, again, there's so many of us that have a lot of wisdom that it's almost like a Craps chat, but it's not. Like, Craps chat was like more audience driven. That one's more, let's suck knowledge out of our heads and just and tell stories at the same time, which I love. I love the meat and potatoes of that show. It's great. So keep that, Jeff. I know you're in the chat. Keep it up. Keep that show going for us, please. And keep them on. Right. Again, I know Ed's trying to do other things. He's got Casino Tears. He's got the Patreon stuff going. I know Gargoyle's trying to stay off the scene, off of the limelight. But the more often you can get them on, the better it is for all of us. Those are the kind of shows that, like, I bookmark those things, and those are great long car ride shows for me. I don't have to watch. I don't got to watch bets. I can just listen and like consume it. So I hope you all like that kind of stuff too. Anyway, the other thing is this: another Casino Cures drop. Now I was 2 behind. I had to listen to 2 of them over the weekend. And it's funny. I saw the description come through, and it's like Ed goes off on John again. And then, of course, Ed and I talked over the weekend, and he's like, "Hey man, I went off on you again." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's all good." I think the dynamic is great. I think, and again, that show, I love that show for all the same reasons, right? It's 2 guys talking about craps. Sometimes they bring in Bo, sometimes another guest. I love the dynamic between those two. Ed and Fran have the best dynamic, right? They're very opposite people. And in fact, people say to me, "How come Ed and John don't get along?" We do get along. We're actually really good friends. But Fran, 10 Ton, and me are the same person. You haven't met him yet. If you haven't met him yet, you'll know what I'm talking about. He and I are the exact same person. We've lived a literal parallel life. We're the same age. We both played bass in a band. We both are covered in tattoos. We both love craps. We both swear too much. The only difference is that he stopped drinking and I still have some cocktails, right? That's really the only difference between us. We have the same attitude, the same super fast talking voice, right? We're like the same person. And Ed and him are like oil and water sometimes, right? That's me and Ed, right? Good friends, buds, all that kind of stuff. But there's a little bit of oil and water. And it's okay, man. That's what makes it good. That's what makes that thing work. What makes Casino Tears work to me is not Ed telling stories. It's Fran pulling funny things out of Ed and them arguing about it sometimes, right? I love that part of it. I love the fact, I told Ed this, that every time I hear that show, I don't know about y'all, I learn something new every time about Ed, right? Ed let that slip that he's got all this weird arcane Star Trek knowledge. Like, what? How did you know that character from Star Trek. Like I thought I was the big nerd in our group. I thought it was me, right? Ed's ripping out Dungeons and Dragons, stuff and talking about being a paladin and shit. I'm like, how does he know this stuff, right? You just like I love finding that stuff out. So that Casino Tears, if you're under a rock and not hearing it, hear it, please. Go subscribe to that. On the podcast note, by the way, there's two new. I didn't write it down here. I should have. There's two new podcasts out also, right? Brian from Holy Roller and Ryan from Mark the Point are starting a podcast together about cruising, which, they had that great session at Crapsee the Cure. Everybody loved it. They filmed a couple of episodes now. They're doing a cruising and craps specific podcast, which is great. It doesn't really overlap with the content from Casino Tears or anything else that's out there for that matter. And they're just going to talk about their cruising experience, which is awesome. So that one, I think they dropped 2 so far. I think they dropped one. No, 1 for sure. I think 1 might have dropped last night. Anyway, that's a new one for you to listen to. And of course, our Craps Chat, which is going to, I think, come back this Sunday, now that the holiday's over. We might do one this Sunday, also being released as a podcast. So you'll find Craps Chat on iTunes Podcast, Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on YouTube Podcast, and on somewhere else. I forget the other one, but it's out there. Craps Chat's out there for download. So you want to hear Craps Chat while you're walking your dog, you got that one too. So now you got Casino Tears, you got the Ryan and Brian Holy Roller Cruise and Craps podcast. You've got Craps Chat now as an official podcast, which means the pressure's on us to make our show as good as Common Sense Craps and as good as the Cruising Craps. We have to find our way in the middle of that, right? And Casino, we got to find our way between the three and have these 4 amazing podcasts. That's what's happening in the world, okay? But y'all are waiting, right? The big story, which was broke by Jeff, actually. Broke by Jeff. Jeff broke the story of the weekend to us. You probably figured this out. We have a private group chat that all of us are kind of on. Jeff drops us a holy shit, Alfredo's channel is gone note. Like gone. Not like he's going dark for a while. His channel's gone. And like, did Alfredo rage quit or what the hell happened, right? Well, what happened was YouTube screwed him, okay? YouTube screwed him. And if you haven't heard this yet, there is no more Alfredo Texas Crap Shooters YouTube channel for the time being. I'm going to have Alfredo on the show this week. I'm going to have Chuck from Crapsee on the show this week to talk about it once we have more facts, right? But what happened is this. YouTube removed him, literally took him out and said, your channel is off because he violated, in their mind, what's called this sale of regulated goods policy, which is a weird way of saying he was promoting Crapsee, Crapsee.com. Crapsee.com is seen through their algorithm somehow as an online gambling site. And that online gambling site didn't register with YouTube as a vendor or whatever. So because he was promoting online gambling, Crapsee.com, using his channel as the means, YouTube tied those two together somehow and said, Crapsee.com must be online gambling. They didn't register with us, which means YouTube gets a piece of the ad revenue, if there was any. And therefore, they shut him down. Alfredo wasn't making $1 from Crapsee. Like, none of us do. None of us. Chuck's not paying us to use Crapsee, right? We're not getting a salary. There's no promotional thing here. We're just using Crapsee because y'all like it. And Alfredo is doing exactly what Craig, what Jeff, what George, what Brian Hawaii Crap Shooters, what all of us are doing, Chris from Dice, all of us are doing Crapsee, just rolling out, typing in numbers and letting y'all play along. YouTube saw that as some kind of violation, and especially because he had a link to Crapsee.com in his descriptions, they shut him the hell down, which is bullshit, right? Now, what happens is this, right? It's basically, I'll ask this in a minute. From what I understand, the genesis of all this is of course AI, right? AI is and if you don't know tech, I'm going to talk to you about tech for a minute and about how AI works. AI is, I gotta get my mouse moved over here. AI is this, it's technology that is really well versed in reading and understanding stuff, right? It doesn't really make, as you can tell, great decisions yet, right? AI can help you. If you use ChatGPT or anything like that, ask it a question, it takes all the data that's ever collected and finds you an answer and presents you an answer, right? How, like I've asked it before, for example, when I do my thing, how many people live in the world? What is the average or what is the gross income of all U.S. businesses? What is the gross income of all U.S. people? I ask it, and it can collate data, and I can say, now make me a graph by month, and it does all the work for me. That's what AI is really good at. It's great at saying, take my resume and make it better. It's great at, I need a cover letter for this job, write it for me. It does all that stuff great. YouTube and most tech companies, by the way, about 25% of the code that's written now is written by AI, which you probably didn't know. It doesn't mean that we're saying, hey, computer, write me an app that does this, and the whole thing comes out. What it means is, as I'm typing my code, you guys have used autocorrect in your SMS, in your texting, or in your email. That's AI. That's AI assuming what you meant to say, which you may or may not have even known that's what it was. So coding, when you're writing code, AI does it for you. I type a function, blah, and AI fills out the function for me, and it lets me choose its code or not. I can proofread it and accept it. 25% of code written in most tech, more so at Google, is done with AI. Google has allowed AI to take on a bigger role than just being what we call a co-pilot. As I'm typing, it types with me. As I'm typing, it learns. As I'm typing, it predicts. It's taken that role of co-pilot and given it some authority. Now, what you're seeing here in Alfredo's channel is that the authority has been given to AI to say, I hear him say Crapsee. He says Crapsee.com. I go to Crapsee.com and I consume, as an AI bot, gambling information. Therefore, Alfredo is in violation because Crapsee.com doesn't exist. Right? It did a little flow chart. It went Crapsee.com. He said it. Crapsee.com. I go. Crapsee.com equals gambling. Crapsee.com, not in my database. I'm getting no money from it. Therefore, the decision from AI, turn the channel off. That's what happened to Alfredo. That could happen to all of us. Anybody who says, and I'm saying, I've said Crapsee.com like 5 times now. Again, I'm not worried about it, right? They take me down, they take me down. But George, Jeff, Chris, Craig, Brian, anybody else doing Crapsee on the regular should be worried about this, because until it's resolved, you could lose your channel, right? The algorithm now has been tickled to the point where it now knows and has associated Crapsee with online gambling and breaking this, whatever the hell this weird ass policy is. I'm not sure what's going on here, with breaking this weird ass policy, right? The algorithm knows Crapsee is bad for now. Okay. Alfredo's reached out, talked to a live human. I don't know if he's got a meeting scheduled, but he said, by Friday, he hopes to have a resolution or at least words from Google. I'm planning to have both him and Chuck on Friday. We'll talk about the details. He'll share the emails that he's gotten. He'll share all the information. This is one of those things that should worry all of you. It's one of those things where AI has been given authority to make decisions, potentially on somebody's income. Now, and Alfredo's like us, we're all making $50 a month from YouTube, right? But imagine if this is, if you're bigger, imagine if you're Jeremy. Imagine Jeremy from Color Up, who actually does make his living from his channel. He makes enough money in the channel to survive, right? What if they shut him down for a misunderstanding like this, right? Crapsee's not a gambling site. Crapsee's a game. Crapsee is nothing different than Minecraft or Call of Duty. It's just a game. But what if they shut him down and now he's got a month or 2 months or 3 months long legal fight on his hands to get it back, right? For Alfredo and us, we just get pissed off. You suck, YouTube. That could really hurt somebody, right? So anyway, that's what's going on. So the questions are this, right? One, should we use Crapsee at all? I think George is using Crapsee, not saying the words, right? He's just saying, you want to play along, you know how to do it. Like, he's kind of doing that, right? You guys can play along if you want to. I think Brian's doing the same. I think Brian's still saying Crapsee. I, of course, am not running it, so I'm not doing anything with it, right? Yet. But when we go, I think we should be saying, you know where to find us. You can't link in the description. You got to find on Discord links to the Crapsee games, right? Where it's at to play along, right? We probably shouldn't even say it, mention it, do anything with it until we have a resolution of some kind. Can we go live at all, right? YouTube, again, YouTube hates lives. They hate me for going live. My channel is growing at like a 1%, right? Week over week rate. It's so small. ProCraps, I could fart on ProCraps and get 100 subscribers. Here, I'm busting my ass every day and getting 1 new subscriber a week. Literally, it's It's that slow because of lives, right? And that's what Crapsee is all about. So should we keep doing it, right? Can we have sponsor links, right? What if my case, right? Premier Hosting, I work as a host, right? A sub host with Premier Casino Hosting, right? If I say to you, go to premiercasinohosting.com, YouTube could hear that word that I just said and go, you know what? Let's look. John said Premier Casino Hosting. PremierCasinoHosting.com is in his description. I'm going to go to that website and see that's a casino hosting service. That's online gambling. John gets turned off because they didn't pay YouTube or they didn't register with YouTube. That's potentially what could happen here, right? Should I even mention Premier, right? Are we allowed to have relationships and things that we use, right? This is a more of a free commerce, free speech kind of an issue to me that YouTube is now treading into. And again, I guarantee you, you talk to a human being, here's what it is. Let's go look at the site together. They go, oh, okay, it's just a game. Okay, fine. They check the box and you're done. It's probably a 10-minute conversation when Alfredo talks to a live person, right? But AI, they gave it the power to make the call and take action. That's a scary thing to me, that we're giving it that much power this quick in the game. So that's a problem. There's a lot of unknowns here, as I'm saying on screen, that span beyond him, like I just talked about. So unfortunately, Alfredo ended up being the canary in the coal mine. Oh, Joe, that's right. I know I was forgetting somebody. Joe uses it every day too. Unfortunately, Alfredo was the canary in the coal mine. The canary flew in the coal mine and breathed in the toxic gas and died. And now all of us, and I'm sorry, Joe, for not getting in there. All of us are susceptible now to the same thing that killed his channel could kill all of our channels. And again, it's a misunderstanding. It's AI being controlled. We have to address the issue today. Again, I'll address it again with Alfredo, with Chuck from Crapsee. As soon as I get a chance to, I'm going to bring them on and see what the resolution was. It's probably going to be this week. We'll do that as a show. I don't know how much information they can actually share, if it's a legal thing. And yeah, don't know. Anyway, which was yeah. Anyway, I think it's very interesting that that all this has gone down, and it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? And I'm responding to a text here. Yeah, Jeff broke the news to me. Let's say that Jeff broke the news to me. Alfredo broke the news himself. He went on Facebook and on Discord and told the story. I want to make sure that that's perfectly clear. But yeah, Jeff, like in the text went, oh my God, like look what's happened over here. You know what I mean? And it's like, to me, it's a shockwave, right? It's a shockwave for all of us. Brian says, if it's AI, then shouldn't it catch all of us? It should. And that's what Alfredo was told that it was. He did talk to a person early on in the process and was told that it was AI. The automatic filtering caught it, right? It caught and that was the simple case, right? The simple flow chart. He said Crapsee.com. I visit the website as a computer bot. I see gambling. They are not one of our registered advertisers. Therefore, Alfredo gets crushed. That's a simple little thing. And that happens more often around the world than you think. I'll give you another example, a real life example of AI that sucks, right? That's decision making. I am unemployed, right? I'm looking for work. You all know I've been looking for work, right? I had a job, right? I'm always looking for the next job, right? The real career thing, right? When you apply for work, right, nowadays, and you may not, if you haven't applied for a job in a while, here's what happens. You make your resume, you go on whatever, you find this job. It's a perfect job for you, right? So all the skills you have, right? You're great. You change your resume so it has all the skills that the job has listed. You change your description to match the job description. Make sure your experience, your bullet point, everything matches, right? You look like you're the perfect candidate for the job. You send it in. What happens now? And again, I'm in tech. So when I apply for a job, I'm one of 6,000 people that apply for jobs all the time. You look at some of these things on LinkedIn, it's like Microsoft is hiring for a, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, be one of the first 5,000 to apply. Or I apply and it's like, you're one of 6,746 people that apply for the job. That's a lot of people. What happens is Microsoft and Google and Facebook and all these big companies, they can't hire enough people to read your resumes. So they go through what's called an ATS, an automatic tracking system, where it takes your resume and it parses it for all the keywords, all the skills, all the stuff, and it puts it into an algorithm and it spits out a score for you. John is a 67%, 87%, whatever percent match for this role. Now, when I fill out every single application, of course, it has my experience. My first job started in 1991, right? My first tech job, 1991. You do the math, 91, 2001, 2011, 2021. That's at least 20 years plus the 4. 25 years in the business. They do the math and they say, well, John went to college in 86. That means John's 56 years old. I'm in either a protected class or a class they don't want. The ATS can filter me out on that. The ATS can filter me out on anything it wants to. I don't have a degree, filtered out. My last relevant job was for this field was 8 years ago, filters me out. They take 6,000 resumes down to probably 150 or 200 resumes and throw 6,000 resumes away in the garbage. AI does that. AI says, you are not qualified for this job, and it goes away, and only some people get through to talk to a live human being. That's AI getting in the way of work, of getting jobs. That's how it works. I've been facing this since last June, trying to find work through all these processes, right? It's very, very hard. Google now has employed AI in the same level. It's filtering things on these channels out. So Brian, you should be afraid, right? We don't know if there's another trigger. We don't know if there's another trigger. And that's what he's trying to find out. He's trying to find out from them. And I think the questions, and I've got the whole text string from Alfredo, the things he's working through with YouTube's lawyers and the people, what did he trigger? What did he do that triggered it? Is it the fact that Crapsee.com is in his description? Or is YouTube going through all the descriptions and finding website links and following the links? Did he say something in this show that triggers the algorithm? I don't know what it is, right? He doesn't know what it is yet either. We're trying to figure out what it is. So once we know what it is, we have more information. I think in the meantime, for all of us, the safest thing to do, if you're going to run a show and run Crapsee, do it. Tell your audience members, here's the code. They don't need to know anything else, but your people who play along with you know what the code means, right? Put the code in there. Or do the Crapsee live link where it just automatically publishes the link, right? Either way. Don't use the words yet. Don't do anything yet until we know. Keep yourself safe until we know. I'd hate to see HCS or Mac or Joe or anybody's channel to get turned off. I'd hate for that to happen for a dumb reason, right? And yeah, AI has to learn somehow, right? What it should be doing is making a high-level recommendation. AI says, look, I got a 97% chance or 97% certainty that this channel's in violation. It should then go to human review, right? Humans can then review, maybe initiate an email, right? Instead, AI said, I have a 97% chance this person's in violation, and it just took action, right? Well, guess what? Now you're stuck, right? So Alfredo is now doing Crapsee Lives on Kick instead of on YouTube, which is good. He's still doing it, but he's had to go over here and take care of it, right? It's a shame that it's gone to this, and again, I'm pissed that we have to have this conversation. But it is what it is, right? This is how AIs learn. Skill says like AIs have to learn somehow, right? Learn by making mistakes. Unfortunately, the mistake here has cost somebody a channel, potentially cost all of us a channel or a way of doing something that's entertaining, a way to build community, potentially cost Chuck at Crapsee a way to kind of get his product in use and widely accepted. A lot of negatives here, right? And again, I think a human could look at that in 5 seconds, go, oh, okay, yeah, it's a game. And that's it, right? Could look at it as though it's a game and kind of be done with it, right? So hopefully this thing resolves itself soon. I got a feeling it's going to take a little bit. I got a feeling it's going to take a hot minute for it to get done. And by a hot minute, I mean many weeks. But we'll have Alfredo and I'll have Chuck on as soon as I can to talk through it and get the truth as we know it, right? What they've been told and get the best advice for all of us that are running shows to kind of get through this period. I think it's going to be a weird grayish period while we get through, right? Let's see. Brian says, I've got temporarily disabled before, but termination is something, it's serious. Like channel termination is a big thing. For it to do that, the AI must have had a 95 or more % chance hit on something. Now, again, I know he links to Crapsee.com in their description. I know he says it out loud, right? We're on. I know it's a tournament, right? I know all of that, right? Did he say something that the AI, and the AIs, by the way, are also parsing our voices, so they do a transcript of every show. Did he say something that triggered it during the show that made it elevate to some other point that we don't know about? And it wouldn't be on purpose, obviously, right? Slip of the tongue. It could be, hey, Crapsee, go buy the program. He might, who knows what he said, right? That tripped it. Something tripped it. We got to figure out what that trip is, so we don't trip on it ourselves. And it bothers me that that's kind of where we are. Does that make sense? Let's see. What is Gargo? Oh, good to see you, my friend. He said the human is Mike from India, who hardly speaks two words of English and will be reading from a script. Yeah, right. Good luck to Alfredo. He will find a human here. When you get to legal, I do believe, I know you're being funny there, I do believe that he'll find somebody at legal in Palo Alto. I think he'll find somebody in the right department to talk to. So hopefully, cross fingers, they get a positive resolution. And instead of being a red flag, right, Crapsee becomes part of the filter. When you say Crapsee, it's automatically filtered as a good thing, not good thing, but filtered as a non-triggerable event kind of a thing, and it goes through. That's what we have to hope for. Okay. So there it is. That's all I got to say about what's happening in the world. What time is it? 8:39. I actually had to get to work. So I know I started so late today, and now I'm over. I've got till 9 o'clock to get started, but I wanted to make sure we had some kind of a show today, right? I'm going to fast forward here and go to Q&A real quick, and then we'll end with me rolling the dice. You can stay along with me and watch as I roll the dice. I'm going to go ahead and switch my view so I can see some questions. Hold on a second. Where's the mouse? There it is. I'm going to go and do PCs first. PCs. You guys are pretty good at doing PC in the chats to find me. PC, where is my, there we go. Not a whole lot. Gil says these comments are priceless and I haven't seen any of them because I can't see them. My vision is so bad I can't see the freaking comments. I'll go back and read them later on though. He says, I agree. Here's a summary. I agree with the rest of the group about the mic. It's acceptable, but we're used to better quality. Okay, that's fine. Good to know. Better quality is good. This may be the mic that we use. And the big thing is this. Let me get a quick thumbs up on this. Thumbs up, thumbs down. On the days where I'm playing with other people, right, where we have like a group play session, right? If this was the mic that I used, would this mic be good enough? Right? If I was doing a play session with Skill and somebody else, could y'all be okay with me doing a full show, rolling the dice, calling out bets with this mic versus my lapel mic, right? With other people playing along. I think that's the real question. Is this mic going to be good enough to use in a group session? And think about like Craps for the Cure, right? If I brought this mic to Craps for the Cure and it was on the table and it was the mic that got all of our noise, all of our conversation, would that be acceptable versus trying to pass that mic? I'm trying to find the solution to do group stuff and travel stuff. So that's why I'm testing the mic out today to see how it goes. All right. So you can just say yes or no in the chat on that. Let's see. Let's see what else here. JR says the extent it fails to serve the interest of all classes, AI, it is discriminatory, right? We say this all the time. AI has been fed biased data. All the data that it gets is biased because all the data that it can get is data that's on the internet, right? AI is always sourced by data that it can find, that it can consume. So if only one group of people gives it data, that's all the data that it has. All its decision making is based on that data set, right? So it's not yet consumed all the information. And in fact, as humans learn more, right? If we don't keep telling AI what we've learned, AI will stagnate. It'll be a 5-year-old child forever, right? As we learn, it grows, kind of thing. A lot of the jobs in tech that I'm finding are AI feeders, right? AI trainers, where they give you information, you give the information to AI, you ask AI questions about it, and you check its accuracy. Like that's a new role in tech. So yeah, it's got to learn. We have to teach it better, right? Ultimately, though, it should never be tasked with making decisions. It should be a co-pilot, making suggestions, right? Fixing corrections, but giving you suggested information, not making actual choices. That is where Terminator comes from, right? That's where that came from. AI being able to make its own decisions is the problem. All right. So there is that. Dice Eden says, may have to play with the sound settings a bit to make it sound better. I will. I've got this thing plugged into my normal equalizer, so it does all that stuff. I'll keep monkeying with it. I like just walking in here and turning the on and going and not having to deal with a lapel mic. But for what it's worth, it's easy for me to have this microphone. But if it's not super clear, it's not going to be my daily driver. But it could be what we use when we're doing the play along. I think that's a good thing. Let's see. Anyway, I made my hair look better. I shaved. Do you guys notice that I shaved? I shaved all of it. All the hair is gone. I grew my hair out for a month for prostate cancer awareness. I have just now down to a goatee. I think I'm looking pretty good right now. Let's see. For every complaint, we got how AI sucks. We should do 100 thank yous for catching potential terrorists and offenders. It does a lot of good, right? The AI screening process is good. It's more accurate than we are. You're right about that. It does a great as a coder. Fantastic, man. I love coding with AI. Like I love to sit here and not have to do all the mundane stuff I used to have to do. I can come up with a concept, start coding it, let it fill in the blanks. I can proofread the blanks faster than I can type them. It's a great time saver. But again, it's a suggestive tool. It's not a decision-making tool. It can highlight the facial recognition, all the things that Gargoyle says there. It does a lot of great stuff, right? But it always bubbles it up to somebody. AI does not make the call. Now, you've probably seen this. I've watched shows where the guys that fly the drones, right, that are the drone snipers that are 10,000, 12,000 feet above the clouds, right? And they can find a terrorist walking on a street corner. And when everybody says yes, some guy with a joystick presses a button and it takes the guy out, right? You've all seen that video, right? It's real. But a person makes the call. The AI doesn't say, I have a 97.3% chance that's a terrorist. And it makes the call and takes somebody out and it's wrong, right? And it never happens, right? It always bubbles up to a decision maker. That's the role that it needs to serve. And it does a great job in most cases. There are outliers. There's 1% on either side that's going to be the outlier. I think Alfredo ran into an outlier. And unfortunately for all of us, we're all wrapped up in that same bubble now. We have to think about what that's going to look like. It's what is YouTube has said. It said it wasn't Crapsee as the trigger. It was don't work the come. Thank you, Brian, for keeping it light. I love it. That's so awesome. It was probably Alfredo hitting the button that makes that noise, right? That triggered Crapsee. That's actually pretty funny. But yeah, but in all seriousness, AI has good to it. I agree with that. As long as it's running as your accomplice or as your co-pilot, not as the driver. We should never drive the car, right? It should never drive the car. Let's see. So how much how much is money shot pay me to wear the shirt? You know what's funny? Brian, back me up on this. If you're here, back me up. I'm going to show you something else. I was probably one of the first people on the planet to buy one of these right here, the HCS mug and an HCS shirt. I bought them both. I think Brian was still printing these in his garage back then, right? I was one of the first people ever. This shirt is like 4 years old. It's you can barely see it. I know I was one of the first customers ever of HCS. Absolutely. It's John's favorite shirt. I wear this thing all the time. I wear this shirt at least twice a week. I love this shirt. It's awesome. You guys are great. I can't wait to read the chat. There's so many chats. I can't go back and read them all. I can't wait to go back and read them all. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about before I got 5-10 minutes left to go here? How do I feel about Biden's? Oh, I saw that last night. Yeah, I don't want to get too political, but my God, I saw last night. Nothing like a politician saying, I'm never going to do something and go ahead and doing it. Right. Yeah, that's interesting stuff. Wouldn't you, though? I mean, honestly, wouldn't you? I mean, there's not a person alive that wouldn't do that given the chance to do it. I think him saying he wasn't going to do it was ludicrous to start with. The mistake he made was saying he wasn't going to pardon his son. He did that for political reasons. We all knew it was going to happen. And matter of fact, I bet you in a quiet moment, Trump would tell you himself he would have pardoned Biden's kid. I guarantee he would have pardoned Biden's kid. Guarantee it. He would have pardoned Hunter. And I'm not saying that to be to start a war here, but if you recall back in the 2016 election, the lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. What happened? He said, leave her alone. She's been through enough, right? Ultimately, under the hood, a lot of what that is bombasticism that you hear from him. He wasn't never going to lock Hillary up. It was all bluster, right? And that's why I said leave her alone. I guarantee you, all this bluster around Hunter and all that bullshit, he would have. I bet you he would have been pardoned either way. Biden should never have said it. He should never have said he wasn't going to do it. That was stupid, right? Again, political idiocy. Yeah. Let's see. On the same, I am the first to buy a mug. Yeah, I remember because you asked me when I bought it. You asked me, Brian, how does the mug look? And I said, look, the logo's on the end. Like here's the handle. Can't see the logo from either side. You have to fix your mugs. And you went and fixed the mugs. Now the logo's on the sides. But the first edition of it, I have like the bug. Like this is like when they sell a baseball card and like one of the baseball cards is like wrong, like it's off center or something. I have the off center HCS mug where it's not quite right, and I'm so proud of this thing. I'm so proud of it. I never drink out of it. It's a permanent decoration back here. I never drink out of it because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want this mug to ever go through the dishwasher again, right? And that's pretty funny. Anyway. All right, I got to go to work. I really do. I love you guys all. I'm going to go back and read these chats and see what's going on. I'm sure I missed a whole ton of conversation here. I know it was a lot going on, but I had a lot on my mind. So I've got to really get into it and see what y'all said. But anyway, tomorrow morning, regular play. I'm going to go back and play for 5 minutes here if y'all want to watch. I'm going to get some more practice in. But tomorrow morning, we're going to have, I think, 2 guests on to play along with me. I'll be emailing them later today, see if their schedules work out. If they do, I'll shoot. And then we'll let them bet a little bit. So I think it's going to be that's going to be it. So all right, I'm going to go to the table view. Y'all are dismissed. Class dismissed. Get out of here. I'm going to roll for about 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then call it. I might actually roll from stick right one. What do you think about that? What if I go from stick right? Yeah, if I put this over here. Yeah, stick right one. I've done stick left. I've done stick left one in forever. Forgive me for what you're about to see here. Stick right one. I have not shot from stick right one. I've been practicing from left one. I'm on the right side for so long. I'm going to move over there and go from the left side. Oh, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Let's see. I'm going to change the rack. Oh, the rack is the other rack. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's go see what happens. I'm going to give myself. Let's do $1,500. We'll do like this. We'll do 5, 10, 1,500. I'm going to do the come ladder twice. We're going to do a 7-unit come ladder 2 times. So there is going to be, that's 7 units. That's 7 units. There's an extra $100 just for good looks. I know it's hard to see these things because of the light's not very bright over here, but I'll fix that. Anyway, here we go. Come ladder. From the right side, I'm going to do 7 units. We'll do a 1-unit pass line bet to start things off. And here we go. My head's going to be in the way the whole time. So I apologize. And here goes the stick right. Can you see my shooting from over here? No. Can you see if I get my hands out here? I guess you kind of can. That camera over there is not going to get the full release, but you'll see the landing at least. Here we go. Coming out. We got us a 10. That's a great number for the pass line. I love when I have a point of 10. Here we go. Point is 10. We're going to go come in with 2. Right? Remember, the come ladder always has 1 unit in the come higher than what your current risk is. Looking for that early ugly if we can get it. Here we go. Going to set hard waves. Work on nice soft release here. That was not what you would call a soft release, but this is why the come ladder works. Right? When you're not good, you get paid 2 in the come. You'll lose 1 unit down there. But I started with 7, and now I got 8. So I won a unit. Right? There's my 1 extra units back here. Right? My profit I'll put up here in the front so you can see it's 1 unit in profit today. Right? We made it $100. Let's go again. 7 units. Again, no more than 7 units ever at risk in this strategy. I never do the odds. I never put more than 7 units out there. Right, we'll try and build this bad boy up. Here we go. Let's go with this dice set and see what happens. I'll stop here in about 8 minutes. There's a 9, 5, and 4. I'll stop here right at 9 o'clock. 9 is the point. Let's get 1, 2 units. Remember, always one more than what you got at risk, always. You get 3 of them set. You say a Hail Mary and hope to God that the shooter is on a roll. You catch a good roll, but you're trying to really get out of here with a unit profit on the early ugly. Just like the horseman. Oh my God, that's a great throw. Such a great throw. There's my 10. Such a good looking throw. All right. 2 units comes to the 10. Now we have 1, 2, 3 units at risk. So the next bet is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. And that's why it's a 7 unit thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units, period, right? If I catch a 7 here, I win a unit. If I don't catch a 7 here, I got 3 bets that my shooter is going to rock the house with. That's how I'm looking at this thing, right? Either wins a unit or 2 as we go, or it wins really big, or we lose all 7 with bad timing. Here we go. Looking for a 7, looking for a 9, looking for a 10. That is going to be a 7. 5, 2, 7. And here it is again. We lose 3. We win 4, right? So there's the 3 we lost and a unit in profit. So now I'm up $200. I still have 7 units to play with, right? I'm at 200 in profit. We'll just do it again. Now, if I'm doing the Bo Parker thing, right, what we should be doing is on that pass line, parlay the wins, right? You can parlay the come out wins or the point winners, either way. I'm not doing it here, but I am a very aggressive line player. The line bets to me are home run shots. I'm looking for 4 in a row down there. If I can catch 4 wins in a row, that's the dream. And I love that the dice coach teaches it the same way that I've always kind of done it. He's a little more aggressive than I have. I do 3, he does 4. Love that aggressiveness down there. Here we go. Ooh, not a good hit. 6, 5, 1. 5, 1, 6. Here we go. 1, 2 units. And again, if you're really aggressive, think about this. Every bet that wins should be pressed, which means the come bets could be a level higher and the pass line could be a level higher. I could level all those things up with the wins and keep that 7 units really working hard. Here we go. That's going to be a 7. Look at me go, right? PSO, 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 right? That cold bullshit table that you guys all hate. Guess what we just did? Made $300 on it, right? There's 7 units again. $300 in profit. All day long I could do this, right? Well, I'm figuring out this left 1 shot of mine, right? Let's go here. I'm going to change my dice set and see if this one here has a better outcome for us. But let's go $100 on the pass line. What's the chat saying? Never a dull moment, always something going on. There we go. Come on, Johnny. Yeah, they're really flying forward as a come out 7, 6, 1, 7. Now, what I'm going to do here is take the come out win, and I will stack it, don't rack it on the come out winners. We'll only do it there. We won't do it on the come bets or the line winners. Here we go. Really bouncing forward on me. Okay, there's a 5, 4, 9. Now remember, I've got 1 unit at risk out there, right? My next bet is still 2 units in the come. Okay. If I catch a 7 here, it's going to look like I tie. Technically speaking, I'm going to win a unit. That extra unit down there was from the come out winner. So it's a bonus bet, right? If I catch a 7, I still win a net unit into my rack, which is kind of cool. So these stack it, don't rack it plays on the line are just gravy on top. It's just gravy. That was a better shot, and it's a 9. Was the point 9? I think the point was 9, right? I forget. I didn't mark it up. Damn it! I think it was a 9. I think we've lost this. I'm 90% sure. Oh no. The point was I'm not in the dump. I think this goes here. That goes off. I think we win the $200. I think that's what happens. I think it was a 9, or was it a 6? Frick! Somebody in chat, tell me what was the point. I forgot now. What was the point? I forgot the point. I think it was a 9. I'm 90% sure it was a 9. I know that the comeback goes to the 9. I think that point was a 9. Damn it. I should have, let's see. It was a 9. Okay, cool. The point was 9, so I do get paid down here. That's great, right? That becomes that, right? A 3-unit win, which if you take the wins I've already got, that's Paycheck, right? That's $600 and I'm out of Dodge, right? Nice. But we can say, you know what? We're going to keep that $200 we had to stack it, don't rack it money. I'll take $200 to the rack. My Paycheck is $500 if I stop playing right now. Let's let the 9 and the new pass line be our thing. And we're still working the 1, 2, 4 progression. Still going to work it. Here we go. How about I come out 7 here, huh? Oh, it's a 5. Okay. I saw the 1 and got happy, potentially. All right, points 5. I'm going to mark it, right? 1 unit at risk here. 2 units at risk there. Here comes our 4-unit bet. And to come. We've got, again, $500 we've already locked up. Now, if I go down here and burn something, this 500, it's not really the whole thing. Obviously, we'll be down $200 if I don't get any wins here. So we need this to be a 7, or we need the next couple of rolls to be repeats. Here we go. Here we go. That's going to be a 6. Hard 6, too. Good. Our biggest bet goes to the best number. Booyah. Here we go. On the 6. Now we got 3 comebacks. This is the point where all the math guys will say, like with the horseman, why aren't you taking odds? And I'll say, because I don't want to take money out of my rack. That's why, right? I could take the winnings from before, the $500, and use these 5 chips to jack up odds wherever I feel like it. I totally could do that, right? This strategy was give me the early 7. I didn't get the early 7. Now I'm stuck playing 3 comebacks. I'm going to trust my shooter can get one of these things to pay. If any one of these bets pays, I'm back to even again, right? If 2 of those bets pay, we're in profit. Here we go. We're going to get one. We're going to get that 6. We're going to hit that 6, I think. I got a good feeling about this. Let's go, Johnny. They kissed. They kissed, and it's a 6. Oh, woo-hoo. There we go. There we go. That pays 400. $400. That's awesome sauce, right? Now watch this. In my rack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $700. I'm going to put that back here. With the $100 extra, that's my $1,500. I got $200 in profit plus the $400 that I just won. I'm $600 in profit with 2 bets out there. I have a choice, right? I could put $400 right back out there again and keep the system going as long as I can keep it going, or I can just lock the $600 and let those 2 bets resolve. Okay, you can do it if you want. Me, I've got $200 in locked profit. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that being what I walk away with today, if it so happens to be. I'm going to keep playing this thing out. We're going to get some repeats, and if we don't get the repeats, then, you know, whatevs. Here we go. That's a 4. Oh my God, the biggest bet now goes to the 4. Not the greatest place. Not the greatest place, but I like me. I can do this. Here we go. Here we go. Hard 4. It's an easy 4. I'll take that. Look at that. Look at this guy getting paid over here. 314. Now, again, if I'd done odds, sure, make money. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to take, look at that. We're going to make sure we lock up this. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's $600 in profit. Let's do $100 in odds on the 9, $100 in odds on the On the 5, I'm going to lock up the extra $200. Okay, now really what I could do for funds is take $100 and go here, right? Just go $100 across on the other numbers. If we just have an okay little run here, we're in great shape. Nice throw. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is, oh no, it's not. I need aces for the small. Here we go. Another ace deuce. Good graves. Ace deuce. I would like a 5 or a 9. Give me a 5 or a 9, shooter. Toss is an 8. 5, 3. That'll work. Want to pay $29. And what we'll do with that is make the 8 look right. So I'm going to take this as nickels. We'll go to 42 with it. We'll take this back up. Let's play some regular old craps now. We'll get 50 for ones on those numbers and just rack. Here we go. Come on, dude. Let's go. Hard shot. It's a hard 8. It's a hard 8. It's $50. One. Gonna collect it. Drop the stick. Drop the stick. What's chat saying? Here we go. That's a 5. There we go. That's my point. Whew. All right, that's going to pay this. It's going to pay 2 flat and 150 on the odds. All that comes back. Now I've got $600 in black coming back. Remember, start with 1,500. Right there's the 1,500. This is all profit. If I actually do this a little better, there's 500, 1,000, 15. There's $1,300 in profit. Plus this change over here. Puck is off. Not coming out. I'm going to work my 9 odds. Let's work the odds on the 9. 600. Make the 5 and the 6 look right. Now we're across. Playing with gravy. Playing with gravy right now. Give me that 9. Come on, 9. Oh, God. Look at that shot. Way too hard. Hit the green directly. 5-1-6. That's the point. Yikes. All right, we'll go to 42 with you too. I got to drop a nickel. Free change. Okay. Here we go. Point of 6. I'm late for work big time, but I got to get to shoot this rollover, right? 6. Got it. We got it. I'm going to be on the roll of the century here today. 50 for 1 on the 6. There's $50. I'm going to color these up as I go here. There's a black chip. All right. Puck is off, coming out. Working the odds. Working the odds. Here we go. Oh boy, not a great shot. It's a 5. The right side or the left side to me is still a mystery. It's been a long time, so I'm trying to figure out release points and all that stuff. Here we go. Four. 3, 1, 4. Also 50 for 1. I'll exchange it. Ten on the end, 6-4. Also 50 to 1. There's a 1. There's 50. We're going to flip it. Those greens become a black. 1,500 in profit. Not a bad day. Not a bad day, huh? What do we think? Man. $6-5. Yo, Chiro. You got to get this. They kissed. They kissed at the 7. That was not a great throw. There's my 7 out, 5-2. But hey, we did okay today. And that was really like easy betting. I wasn't even trying. Like that was not aggressive at all. It was just playing normal come ladder. Got a good series of results, and it happens, right? And again, we talk about variance all the time. $1,500 in profit's a good day. Today we caught a variant that was perfect for us, right? Ride it out, man. Lock that profit up. Ride that variant as long as you can take, because they don't come very often. They don't come very. When it does come, you got to make sure you're on that son of a gun, right? Because tomorrow we could very easily. We won 600 in the morning. We won 1,500 here. Tomorrow I could very easily walk out here and burn $1,800 in the first roll. Very easily could happen. That's life. That's life at the craps table. Today was a good one. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I love you all. I love you all. Quick little final thought. Love you. Bye. Have a great day. I'm talking to David over the weekend. It's hard because it's the holidays, right? And I'm going to be in California. I'm filming a video in California for LinkedIn in December. I'm going to try and tie that trip together. So I come into Vegas and then into Santa Barbara, or Santa Barbara to Vegas and home. Either way, I'm going to hop through it. It'll be in December sometime. So there you go, guys. Ride the lightning, says Waylon, and God bless you and your family, my friend. Anybody who's not feeling it right now, you know, I got your back. Love y'all. God bless everybody. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.